Have you ever finished a conversation, walked away, and then suddenly thought, wait, why did I say that? You replayed the entire conversation in your head, their words, their facial expression, even that tiny pause before they answered. And somehow, hours later, you're still having the same conversation. If you do this often, you're not alone. There's actually a psychology behind why some people replay conversations again and again. Number one, they're afraid they made a mistake. Overthinkers often focus on what they could have done differently. Maybe you made a joke that didn't land. Maybe you answered too quickly. Maybe you shared something personal. Your brain goes back to the moment and asks, did I mess that up? This happens because the mind is constantly trying to learn from past experiences. But there's a problem. Learning from something once can be useful. Replaying it 20 times usually doesn't give you 20 new answers. It just creates 20 versions of the same worry. Number two, they care deeply about how others see them. Imagine talking to someone you really like. Afterward, you start wondering, did they enjoy talking to me? Did I sound boring? Did they think I was weird? This can happen when you become highly focused on social evaluation. You're not just remembering the conversation, you're trying to understand what the other person thinks about you. And because you can't actually read their mind, your brain starts filling in the blanks. Unfortunately, it often chooses the most negative explanation. Number three, they notice tiny details. Some people remember things other people completely forget. A change in someone's tone, a longer pause, a different facial expression, a message that suddenly feels shorter. They notice these details because they naturally pay attention to social cues. That can make them very observant. But it can also make them overanalyze things that may have meant absolutely nothing. Someone might pause because they're tired. You might interpret it as, they're upset with me. The detail was real. The meaning you gave it may not be. Number four, they want closure. An unfinished conversation can stay in the mind much longer than a simple one. Maybe you never said what you really wanted to say. Maybe someone misunderstood you. Maybe an argument ended without a proper explanation. Your brain wants the story to feel complete, so it keeps going back, trying to find the missing piece. But sometimes there is no missing piece. Sometimes the conversation simply ended, and accepting that can be harder than replaying it. Number five, they're trying to protect themselves from making the same mistake again. This is the deeper reason. Your brain may believe that if you analyze the past enough, you can control the future. If I understand exactly what went wrong, I'll never let it happen again. That sounds logical, but life doesn't work that perfectly. You can learn from a conversation without punishing yourself for it. So the next time you catch yourself replaying an old conversation, ask yourself one question. Am I learning something, or am I just reliving it? If there's something useful to learn, take the lesson. Then let the conversation stay where it belongs, in the past. Because not every awkward moment needs to be fixed. Not every silence means something. And not every person is thinking about you as much as your mind tells you they are. Sometimes, you're replaying a conversation that the other person already forgot. So give yourself permission to stop. You said what you said, you did what you could, and tomorrow, there will be another conversation, another moment, another chance. You don't need to be perfect in every interaction. You just need to be real. This is Psylogic Lane, where everyday human behavior starts making a little more sense.